Hey folks, it's Mr. Garten here. I'm just doing a quick recap of Lesson 8, which is reading practices. So in order to get started, you're going to want to have a few things open. The first would be the Lesson 8 slides. Always make sure that you have the slides open. They look like this. You're also going to want the model of the short story collection, which is assigned to you in Lesson 8. So if you look under your work, there should be a doc called Your Name Short Story Collection. You can tell it's the right one if you open it up. The very first page is a table of contents. The open window is what we're going to go over today, and then you're going to choose one of these three other short stories to read today and for homework. All right, if we get started, we've got a couple goals today. Number one was to prepare for individual writing conference number one. So you need to use the next slide to get prepared for that. If you were not in class, you may need to check Infinite Campus to make sure that you did not miss your writing conference because they started with Lesson 8. You're also going to select a short story, as I mentioned before, to read before the next class. You need your Chromebook and internet access as always, and you also need your writer's notebook. So check your digital notebook before we get started. The things listed in blue are things that you should update or should have updated since the last time we did our digital notebook lesson. So make sure that you've got your goals updated in slide 1. You've got a reading challenge in slide 3, and you've got the jots from Alfie Kohn and a link to today's short story collection in slide 4. All right, we're going to start off with writing sprints. So grab your personal notebook. We're going to take 3 minutes to write today. So set a timer for 3 minutes and respond to one of these 3 prompts. For example, my prompt right here is about Muhammad Ali, the greatest athlete of all time. I just listed a few reasons in 3 minutes. And then once you're done with your 3-minute response, we look over this mentor text. So take a minute to read the mentor text and look for some craft moves. Some of the craft moves that we identified in class are that the author has a strong hook to bring the reader in without telling us exactly what it's about until that third sentence. She also has very strong transitions, and there are supports or details that support her claim. So now we're going to go back and revise our writing sprint with one of the craft moves that we identified. So for example, I chose the craft move of the hook. So I included a hook in my mentor text. I got rid of that boring line, the greatest athlete of all time is Muhammad Ali, and used more of a hook to move from very general to very specific. So take 3 minutes to revise your own writing, and then we shared out in class. You can just identify this in your notebook if you were not in class. And then we'll move on to the open window. So please use this link up here to watch about a 12-minute video on the open window. We go through the short story together, and I show you how to jot. As you jot or annotate, we were going for characters, setting, craft moves, plot developments, and anything else that stands out, which are things that you're going to work on in your next slide. We had a quick discussion about craft moves and what examples we use. So there are style and structure craft moves. The style moves are more of the literary terms and stuff that we talked about the last time we did a writing sprint, and the craft moves that are more based on structure, like those ones we talked about today with hook and thesis statements and supports and details. All right, for your independent work time, first of all, you need to make sure that your digital notebook is up to date based on those instructions from slide 3. And then go through and explore some background information on the other 3 short stories so that you can choose one to read and annotate. Once you do begin reading, make sure that you are annotating for these things: character, setting, craft moves, and anything else that stands out. Since it is on a Google Doc, you can use the Google Doc comment feature to annotate your text. And then if you do not finish, make sure that your independent reading time, those 20 to 30 minutes each night or each day, are used to finish reading before our next class, which is lesson 9. Fill out the exit ticket, and you are good to go.